What's good YouTube and welcome to channel. In today's video I will share with you the most powerful Octavia build for level 9199 steel path enemies in Warframe, killing everything with her abilities. You don't even need weapons if you don't want to, but first let me show you what she's capable of.
I am not a king, I am not a god, I am Octavia.
Welcome back channel, I hope you enjoyed the speedrun. Now as always, before I build a weapon or warframe, I rely on my method called DVS. D, how I'll be dealing damage, what element, what enemies I'll be fighting. V, how I'll be proccing 10 stacks of viral to make enemies vulnerable by 325% more damage. S stands for stripping enemies armor to lower their damage reduction, so I deal higher damage. And the next thing you need to learn about is the shield gating. Everyone talks about it in Warframe, especially veterans, but you don't know what it is, especially the new players. Okay, shield gating in Warframe is simply this. When you take a fatal blow, you don't die in Warframe, you lose your shield first, you enter the gate phase. During the gate phase, you're immune to all the statues, all the damage, everything. You become invulnerable for a certain duration. That duration is affected by how much shields you actually have. 1150 shields equal to 2.5 seconds invulnerability, and it's the cap right now in Warframe, except Hildrin, he can go for 3.5 seconds, which is relevant because it's a different Warframe. So the idea of shield gating is simply when you lose your shield and when you are at gate phase you are invulnerable, you return your shield before the gate phase ends, so enemies hit you in your HP and you die. Now, there is elements called toxin, for example from the infested, that they can proc on you, which bypass your shield and your gate, and they will hit your HP directly, but the tick is slow, so you can, for example, roll guard or cleanse yourself with something to survive. And as always, we take beginners friendly approach for Thanos that doesn't know anything about Octavia, trying to learn about her, or even veterans, they know about her but they're trying to learn maybe an extra tip or trick. Alright, let's go. Passive, there are two. One, replenish 30 energy over 30 seconds for Octavia and allies within 15 meters when abilities are activated. Easy passive to understand, and if it's energy, it's good. I will give it 6 out of 10. Now, the passive has something else called the Mandachord, which is her music instrument. Think about it like this, okay? And this music instrument is like, it's really complicated for some Thanos, but I will take a minute later on and I will explain everything in details. Let's go back to the abilities. First ability, Mallet. The only thing you need to understand about this ability is simply this. You place this ability in a location, it will aggro enemies' fire. When they attack it, they get the damage reflected back to them. Okay, reflection. This ability reflects damage back to those enemies, but that damage is multiplied. Not the same. For example, if they hit it with 100 million, it will not be 100 million. It will be multiplied by 2.5, and of course it's affected by ability strength, and the damage is blast, but you will not proc blast procs. It will be just blast. Boom, boom, easy as that. Okay, now it got an augment, which I think it's a waste of let's say a mod slot, but it's nice, it's not so bad. Create an additional mallet with 20% reduced range. Okay, simple as that. Alright, then you got the resonator. The resonator, in my opinion, and one of my favorite CC abilities, to be honest. If you watch my videos back in 2021, you'll see how much I use the resonator. I don't think there is ever a code creator in Warframe ever used the resonator like I did. The resonator distract those enemies by charming them, and they'll be like, oh my god, it's a ball, let's chase it. Okay, simple as that. But the resonator is synergized with mallet. So you have mallet reflecting damage, but when the resonator in play, the resonator will pick up the mallet and it will start running around with it. Okay? And I will show you that in a second. Simple as that. Now, the problem with the resonator is that it will start running random directions, okay? And enemies, when they shoot it, you may be caught in crossfire. That's why there is this augment conductor. Reactivate the ability to command resonator to move to your aim spot at 150% speed. I think it's a very nice augment, but I don't use it because I keep an eye on resonator and I understand the abilities, how they work. So when I get hit, when I am between the resonator and the enemies, I know what happened. Metronome, which is the second best ability on Octavia kit after the mallet. There is 4 buffs if you dance right, baby. Simple. There is the Vive, the Opera, the 40, and there is the Nocturne or something like that for the invisibility. So simple as this. If you crouch, okay, you become invisible. If you jump, okay, you get the Vives, the speed. Now, if you shoot with your guns, you get the Opera, increasing your multi-shot. If you swing your melee, okay, you get the 40 for melee damage. Very easy to understand. But you need to know that the Mandachord synchronized music affects how fast you can get this stuff, alright? That's why I will share with you later on how to fix your Mandachord for the best. Now, Amp is really awesome because it's synergized with mallet. So a mallet inside Amp is like a big area of music, alright? They're trying to make the enemies dance, okay? Mallet, when it's inside Amp, the range of mallet will be doubled. Okay, now draws power from the decibel level of sound in the area and uses it to amplify a damage buff for Octavia and her allies. It also doubles the damage and range of nearby mallets. Not only the range, also the damage. Now, how you double the damage and how you increase the damage? By making sound. The more sound you do, the more damage you'll be dealing. And now you really need to pay attention because this is very important for the metronome, how to build your Mandachord. Now there is a Michael Jackson music, there is a lot of stuff, but honestly I turn off all the sound from the Mandachord. As for endurance rounds, it becomes really annoying, so I recommend you do the same. But here how you do this, and this right now I think is the best Mandachord build you can ever have. Maybe someone else created the better one, but this is for me the best. Now on here you can see mallet on gray, resonator on blue, metronome on pink. Now that's affecting the rhythm. So what we care about is mallet. You see mallet? Mallet, the rhythm is like that. You see that? Shoot the mallet, you saw the guns, and the rhythm hits back. You get the point here. Resonator, in the other hand, is good. It doesn't matter. It's gonna be like running in a certain rhythm. All right, no worry about that. Now, metronome, on the other hand, we're gonna be like, you know, like the idea is because to go invisible, you need to crouch, right? So, you know, you need to cover all the areas. You need to crouch to go invisible, and then you need to jump to go fast, and then you need to shoot to have the multi-shot buff, and then you need to swing to get the melee damage buff. All right. So as you can see, if you start from this point right here, this one, number 1, right here. Okay. So what you do is you follow the same. So I will rotate it all the way slowly. Okay. And as you can see, it's almost identical. Okay. Now this is 2. Moving on. Alright, there you go, follow it slowly. You can put the video on slow motion, okay? And you follow this, okay? Boom, boom, 4. There you go, and we'll cap it back to 1. As you can see, the metronome is a pyramid. Boop, 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 all the way, okay? And the mallet is a full circle, and then with extra ones right there. Simple as that. Okay? Before I show you the build, if you don't like my method on how I'll be proccing viral and armor stripping enemies, it's alright. You can check this sheet right here so you can maneuver around my methods for a method that fits your style. I'll be running 2 Emerald Archon shards to push the stacks of corrosive from 10 to 14 to armor strip enemies with my weapon that modded for corrosive, and then I'll be running 3 Topaz Archon shards to increase the secondary critical chance by 1% up to 50% every time I kill an enemy affected by heat, and the heat will be coming from my Nautilus Prime. This is the build for Nautilus. Cordon to pull, duplex for the clones, assault to attack, vacuum to loot, manifold for more cordon, and then shield, armor, health, reinforced for fire rate, and then tenacious bond for critical damage. If your sentient weapon has more than 50% critical chance, that's where comes the Verglass with this Riven. All you need is a Riven with critical chance. You don't need this Riven exactly. And even if you don't have a Riven, it's okay. You can copy steal the build, but you'll be missing the Tenacious Bond buff. That's all. And the build will be with viral and heat. So even if you're not going to be using, for example, any other source of viral, the companion itself will proc viral for you. True, it's not as fast as a weapon or stuff like that, but still as effective. And then you got heat for the Topaz. And then the helmet ability I'll be using is Nourish instead of Resonator. Now, you'd say, okay, Hank, the Resonator is for CC. Why would you do that? Simply, Resonator sometimes get you in crossfire. 1. 2. Resonator is the best helmet ability you can remove from Octavia to replace with a helmet. 3. Actually, you don't need any helmet ability on Octavia. You can just go without. And even you don't need Nourish and your companion will proc viral for you. You don't need that. But I want to be fast. I want to be like really armor stripping, viral killing enemies. That's all my attention and what I want to do in the game. Okay. Now, this will create a more engaging style for you. If you want, you can run her without any helmet ability. You can keep Resonator in here to distract enemies. But her survivability for me will be from her third ability, Metronome, staying invisible. So invisibility is the best survivability in the game, obviously. Okay, so I can take down a Resonator. That's the whole idea in here. But there is tons of helmet abilities that can work so good with Octavia. Feel free to experiment with them. But she's that Warframe that you can go without any helmet ability. Now for the build. Brief Respite. Abilities you cast will consume energy. That energy will be transferred into a shield. So every time you lose your shield, you get back your energy. You get back your shield with using an ability, and that's how you'll be shield gating and returning your shields. If you watched the part where I spoke about shield gating. Premature footed to resist knockdown. Now, if you don't have premature footed, it's okay. You can get the normal sure footed, but my favorite replacement of premature footed is handspring, hands down. There is no maybe or something like that. Now there is another option, thanks to Ali. You can run Fortitude for 40% resist knockdown, and then you can combine it with sure-footed for the 60%, and you may resist knockdown as well. Okay, and DE, please, if you ever watch this video or someone can cut the clip and send it to them, make Prime sure-footed on Baruketeer. It's time for the new Thanos to just take this ability and make their game a bit easier. Or you can just run Unairo and you don't need Prime sure-footed as you will resist knockdown. And you can run wherever you want in here. Rolling Guard. Become invulnerable for 3 seconds and remove all statue effect 7-second cooldown. Now you would say, Hank, you're invisible. Yes. But there is Eximus units, there is Electric, there is Arctic, there is Nullifiers, there is a lot of things in Warframe. There is the Jade Eximus, there's a lot of things in Warframe can ruin, like, everything. But Rolling Guard can save the day by you roll and you move out from that bad situation you are in right now. Okay? Rolling Guard is a must for the end game content. If you're not playing an end game content, let's say you're playing until enemies level 100, bro, take it off. You can just go without any mods. Overextend for ability range and minus ability strength. Transit Fortitude for strength and minus ability duration. Primate Continuity for ability duration. Emerald Intensify for strength. And Primate Flow for energy max. Stretch for ability range. Ogre Message for ability duration. And the build is just mamma mia perfect. You got 152% duration. 100% efficiency. The reason you have 100% efficiency because I believe it doesn't matter how synergize or whatever you're telling me, you got nourish, you got energize, even I would be running equilibrium, I'll still go with 100% efficiency. I don't believe in like negative efficiency. Sometimes I have to build with negative efficiency, but I'm not happy about it. Range 235%, which is more than enough for any helmet ability on Warframe system. Strength 139% will work with any helmet ability as well, and you'll be good to go. Arcane Precision on Headshot, 300% damage for 18 seconds on secondary weapons. Now this mod, you can replace it, depends on the weapon you're using. If it's a melee weapon, will be Fury, or if it's close range, will be Strike. If it's Velocity, whatever. Depends, or you just can take it off and just put Augmented in there, or any Arcane of your desire. Arcane Energize. On energy pickup, 60% chance to replenish 150 energy to self and allies within 15 meters, 15-second cooldown, and that's pretty much it, and you're ready to go. Now, the weapon I will showcase today videos with will be the Kuvanukur, like the broken Kuvanukur I just released a couple of days ago. You can check the build right here. It's really crazy, and you'll witness it right now. Now let's go to Simulacrum to explain really quick her abilities, how they work, and then we showcase finals, and that's it. And now let me explain to you how the third ability on Octavia works. You press the third ability, and then you will get this buff, the metronome. Now, if we crouch, let's go, spamming crouch, you're gonna be invisible for a certain duration, and you can keep reactivating that invisibility forever, baby. That's why you don't need pretty much a resonator in here. Now, if we jump, okay, if we jump, boom, 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 we can get the rhythm, and then we get the 30% increased movement speed. Now, if we do a melee attack using the melee attack button, 29, 50, 60, 30, there you go. Now, it has to be following the rhythm, right? So, you're just gonna be playing, and the game will work itself. There you go for it. Increase melee damage after attacking metronome beat. Now, the best I found to activate the multi-shot is like, beam weapons. All right, let's activate the metronome, and there you go. Let's go. There you go, 60, 70, and there you go. We got the multi-shot buff active. Increase multi-shot after firing to metronome beat. Simple as that. Now, the mallet that reflecting damage, when you cast it, it will be right about here. If you cast the resonator will attempt to pick it up right about there, and it will start running around if there is an enemy. Now, if you use the fourth ability, okay, you see it, like it's right there, like the range. Now, if I use the fourth ability, boom, you can see the range significantly doubled and increased. And that's pretty much it. So, how you play against those enemies. But remember, this is unmodded Octavia. This is not the build, okay? Let's go. Use third ability. You'll be crouching to go invisible. Then you're going to be using the mallet. And then you'll be using the resonator. And then you'll be using the fourth ability. And that's all. All you have to do is just keep crouching. Or you can just use your weapons. And so on. As you can see, unmodded Octavia, guild level 225 heavy corrupted gunners, and look at this beautiness. Now, what would the build does to those enemies? Let's go. So using the third ability, going invisible, and then using the mallet, fourth ability, and Mamma Mia are using Nourish right now, and I mean, this mallet itself guild level cap, so there is no maybe, there is no doubt, there is nothing. The most important part is the moment they start hitting the mallet, that's it. That's the end game for them. There is no escape. Okay, and then what you have to do, you as a player, you want to contribute and play, because this is gonna be boring eventually, right? Okay, because you're gonna be like killing them constantly and all. What you want, for example, you use a weapon like Kuvanukur, and you'll be destroying them like so. Let's summon one more time. So in top of the damage reflection they're getting from mallet, you can use your weapon to armor strip, and you can actually kill them even faster as they're getting damage from reflection and getting damage from your weapons, and you're getting the multi-shot. It's like really crazy. That's why she's an S tier Warframe. But the problem with Octavia and why players doesn't like to use her, the fact that the third ability is like requires a lot of dancing, a lot of like crouching, jumping to activate, alright? But that leads to her being boring for some channels, but there is a lot of Octavia mains that loves Octavia. And by this we reach the end. Octavia, 10 out of 10. She's the high tier Warframe, and she will never fail you, alright? And this Warframe, just top notch. And her kit, you don't need to put any helmet in there, but feel free to change Nourish to wherever you want, alright? Now, I want to say a special thanks to anyone ever supported the channel by hitting a like to help with the algorithm, sharing, subscribing, commenting, or joining my community Discord, the link on the description if you want to join. Special thanks to the members Crazy Dr. Brogan Shota, and special VIP Rek, The Voiceless 1-2, Illusion and Irish, The Undisputed Donator Free Hate, and Donators Kali Rekul, Free Victor, Mr. V, Mika Wes, Milan Ilinot, No Master, and Black Magic. Big love to you all, and see you next time.